Have you tried carnivore and wondered why it seems like everyone else is having success, but you feel awful on it? Welcome to Loving Life Over 50, where we toss diet culture in the trash and talk real solutions that work, especially for women who have been sold every lie under the sun when it comes to diet and weight loss. Today we're talking carnivore, and I'm going to say something bold. Carnivore doesn't fail you. Most people fail carnivore. And it's not your fault. The internet is full of bro science, steak selfies, and one-size-fits-all advice. But our bodies, they are not built like a 30-year-old gym bro. So today I am breaking down exactly why this diet might not be working for you and how to fix it using science, strategy, and yes, a little bit of sarcasm because that's the way that I roll. And life is better with a little laugh now and then. So let's go. First, let's define what carnivore diet actually is, because this is where confusion often starts, right at the gates. It's not just eating meat and hoping for the best. It's a zero-carb, animal-based way of eating that typically includes ruminant meats like beef, lamb, and bison. It also includes egg, fish, and organ meats, although organ meats are not a must. Animal fats like tallow, butter, and suet. Optional things include dairy, but many don't tolerate it well. So what it's not chicken breast eaten 3 times a day, eating 800 calories, and wondering why you want to eat your own couch. And it's not a crash diet disguised as healing. The point of carnivore isn't really weight loss. It's a metabolic reset, hormone reset, gut healing. It's about removing inflammatory foods and letting your body finally do what it's supposed to do. But only if you get the basics right. Yes, weight loss will come, but healing comes first. Now let's address the fat fear that keeps you stuck, because this is where most people go completely wrong. If you've been told for years that fat will kill you, make you fat, clog your arteries, and maybe even turn your dog against you, and now I'm here telling you to slather butter on your steak, I totally get it. You're understandably confused. But here's the science. Your brain is 60% fat. Your hormones are made from cholesterol. Your body needs dietary fat to switch into fat-burning mode, aka ketosis. If you go carnivore and stick to lean meats like chicken breast, sirloin, and turkey, you're basically eating protein with no fuel, and your body can't run on protein alone. You'll crash harder than I did after my first kickboxing class in 2001. So here's what happens. Without fat, your energy tanks, your mood dips because fats regulate neurotransmitters. You get hungry and hangry constantly. So you end up overeating protein, which turns into glucose via gluconeogenesis. Say that 5 times fast. Raising insulin and kicking you out of fat-burning mode. Translation? You're eating steak like it's chicken and wondering why your pants still don't fit. Now on to how to fix it. Go for fatty cuts. Think ribeye, chuck roast, short ribs, sardines, salmon, egg yolks, and yes, add extra butter. If your meat squeaks when you chew it, add fat. Next, are you eating enough? Figure out your TDEE. Another big issue, you're probably not eating enough. Let's talk about your total daily energy expenditure, or TDEE. It's the number of calories that your body burns each day just living, breathing, and walking around. Most women drastically undereat when they go carnivore, thinking they'll speed up the weight loss. Instead, they crash their metabolism. Using the TDE calculator online and input your real stats, age, weight, and activity. I've used and recommended the app to my clients for years, and it works great. They have a free version too, and it's simple to use. I'll drop the link in the description. Then just eat under that number, not way under. The goal? Eat the most that you can while you're still getting results, not the least. That's where your sustainable fat-burning zone lives. More fuel equals better hormones equals more healing. Now let's talk weight loss versus health, the backward approach. Let me say it out loud for the women in the back. Your body is not a math problem. It's a chemistry lab. Carnivore works best when your goal is healing, not just skinny jeans. When you make weight loss the obsession, you tend to undereat, stress over every ounce, quit before the magic happens. So here's the deal. Weight loss is not just fat. It's hormones, inflammation, water retention, digestion, muscle mass, sleep quality, cortisol, thyroid function. I could go on and on. So let me give you an example. Two women, same age, both try carnivore. One eats to nourish, sleep well, reduce stress, and eats enough fat. The other tracks every calorie, restricts portions, and stresses daily about her weight. Guess who gets better results? Yep, the one that focused on healing. Because the fact is, stress raises cortisol. Cortisol raises blood sugar. And guess what high cortisol does? Stores belly fat. This isn't just hoo-hoo. This is basic endocrinology. You've got to eat like someone who believes that her body is worth healing, not punishing. Now let's move on to tips for getting started. Starting carnivore doesn't have to be scary. Here are a few things that will set you up for success. Commit to 30 days. Track how you feel, not just what you weigh. Choose a few go-to meals. Think ribeye, eggs, sardines, burger patties with butter, maybe bacon if you tolerate it, and a little cheese or fried egg on that burger if you like that. Next, don't overcomplicate it. Eat meat plus fat plus water. That's the formula. Salt everything. Your body needs more sodium, especially at the start. Join support. Join a group or find a coach. Accountability makes a huge difference. Now let's talk addiction, because it's real. And for many of us, it's been lifelong. When you drop carbs, your body will go through tantrums. That's your dopamine system screaming for a hit. Here's how you can support yourself: expecting it and preparing ahead. Step 1, remove temptation. Clean out the pantry. Seriously, get it all out. Step 2, eat enough fat. It naturally suppresses cravings. If you want an easy way to get more fat, check out my video about butter bites. They are amazing, lovingly referred to as carnivore candy. Step 3, understand that cravings are not commands, they're signals. Respond with nourishment, not sugar. Step 4, don't fear a bit of sweetness from nature, like cinnamon or a touch of keto-friendly electrolytes if needed during transition, like LMNT. They come in a variety of flavors and are carnivore-friendly electrolyte powder packets. No sugar, no artificial ingredients, and great to get you started in the beginning. Breaking the addiction takes time, but once the grip is gone, freedom like you've never felt before. For most women, that usually takes 3 to 8 weeks. There are specific levers that you can pull if weight loss has stalled as well. Things like add more fat, increase electrolytes, stop snacking, stick to 2 meals a day, lift heavy things. Hello, muscles and insulin sensitivity. Also track sleep and stress. They are more powerful than you think. Last, try time-restricted eating, but only after you've adapted. All of this can be done with the Chronometer app to make it super simple, or any other app. Use 1 or 2 of these at a time and give it a couple weeks. Tweaking gently beats overhauling aggressively. Now let's talk about the dreaded carnivore flu. It's not a sign to quit. This hits you during the first few days or weeks for many people, including headaches, low energy, constipation or diarrhea, brain fog, and most people assume this diet is ruining me. No, my friend, it's called adaptation. Your body's transitioning from using glucose as fuel, what it used to use, to using ketones, which come from fat. And that process is called fat adaptation. And like all transition, it can be messy. You are detoxing. Your body is flushing out excess water, which means that you're losing electrolytes like sodium, potassium, and magnesium. That's why you feel so tired and achy and fluey. This is how we fix it. Salt your food generously, drink bone broth, take quality magnesium supplements if needed. Don't suffer through it. Support your body. This is a temporary detox, not a sign that you should run back to oatmeal and orange juice topped with a banana. Your body will also be possibly dealing with oxalate dumping. If you're used to eating a lot of spinach, almonds, sweet potatoes, or dark chocolate, you've likely built up oxalates. When you go carnivore, your body starts dumping them, and it can be awful. Symptoms include skin rashes or itching, joint pain, brain fog or fatigue, sandy or cloudy urine, and it's not failure, it's detox. Stay hydrated, eat calcium-rich foods like sardines if you like them, and go slow with your transition. You're clearing years of buildup, and that takes a little bit of time. Now let's move on to digestion, bloating, and what's normal. So here's a surprise. You might get more bloated in the first week or two. Why? Because your gut is like a cranky toddler. It doesn't like change. You're shifting your microbiome, reducing fiber. No, you don't need fiber despite the indoctrination we've heard to the contrary. And it's changing bile production. And all of that affects how you digest food. For some women, things get slower, if you know what I mean. For others, things move a little too fast. Normal things to expect in the first few weeks include fewer bowel movements. You're not eating fiber, so less waste. Changes in smell, texture, I know, TMI, but it's real. Bloating or gurgling as your gut recalibrates. If you stick with it, things often settle down in 3 to 4 weeks as you get your gut lining repaired and your bile production adapts to digesting more fat. Add in bone broth, stay hydrated, and don't panic. Now, carnivore resets more than your metabolism. It resets your hunger signals. So keep it simple. Eat when you're hungry, truly hungry, not bored, anxious, or just because it's noon. Stop when you're satisfied, not stuffed. Be patient. That task takes practice. Don't fear eating 2 big meals and being done for the day. That's often how natural carnivore rhythm works. You're learning to trust your body again, and it's smarter than any macro tracker ever built, although that's a powerful tool for many in the beginning versus guessing or assuming. If you need inspiration for meals and hitting macros, here's how a day might look for you. Meal 1, ribeye with egg yolks and butter. Yes, you can eat the whole egg. Meal 2, sardines with sugar-free mayo or salmon with tallow and bone broth. Not my favorite, but if you like those sardines, go for it. They're great for you, and it checks a lot of boxes. For snacks, you can include boiled eggs, beef liver if you like it, or bacon. Aim for at least 70% of your calories from fat if you're healing hormones. 80% is even better. Use a tracker like the chronometer temporarily if you need help seeing where your macros fall. Don't become obsessed. It's a tool, not a lifestyle. Metabolic reset days are amazing if you've been overthinking, oversnacking, or feeling stalled. A metabolic reset day is one of only fatty meat, water, and electrolytes, and early bedtime. It's not fasting, it's simplifying. It gives your body a break from decision fatigue, lets your insulin reset, and reignites fat burning. Now moving on to what to actually track. Here's the kicker. The scale is often the last place that you'll see results. I know it's frustrating. So let's toss that bathroom scale into the lake and track what really matters, especially in the first 6 to 8 weeks. These include sleep quality, mood stability, energy levels, hot flashes. You'll notice them vanish or at least significantly reduce. Blood sugar, if you're tracking it, cravings, mental clarity, joint pain. Weight loss that lasts comes from healing the system that caused weight gain in the first place. And that, my friend, is what carnivore is really all about. So to wrap up, carnivore isn't broken, but our understanding of it often is. If you've been struggling, please know this. You're not doing it wrong because you're too old or too broken. You probably just need more support, more fat, more patience, and a little bit less fear. Healing is not linear, but it is possible, especially for women over 50 who have spent years trying everything else. This isn't a quick fix, I'll be honest. It's a long game, but it's one worth playing. Hey, if this hit home, leave a comment below. Tell me what part of carnivore has worked or hasn't worked for you. And hey, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this with someone you love who's ready to stop dieting and start healing. You can also grab my gut health book for women over 50 in the description link below. Or if you want personalized support, visit me at loveandlifeover50.com for coaching, or grab my self-guided health reboot plan. Until next time, stay strong, stay curious, and stay loving life, especially after 50. And remember to be good to yourself and to be good to others.